Right, hello again. Welcome to episode 2 of CX Therapy. So, only a couple of days since I put out the first one. Bit of response. First, am I okay? That's very nice of people to ask that, but yes, I'm sort of okay. Other than the people who also said it was boring. So, we're going to try and work on that. We'll put up a quick video now. So that's not boring, is it? I mean, we've already had some excitement, and there's nothing that cheers me up more than seeing other people fall off their bike. So there we go. Right. So I've been doing the training. I accidentally went out on an extra ride because we're in lockdown now. So Wednesday evening was the last chance to get out on a bike with my friends. So I decided to do that. So I'm a bit knackered now. So today, Friday, should have been power test day. So I'm not doing my power test because it wouldn't be a very good one. I've sent Jen, my wife, out to do hers though. So as I speak, she's out there thrashing along the lanes, and we'll see what her data is when she gets back. And I'll do mine over the weekend, and we'll have an update then. I'm not expecting them to be great. We can do some bar charts and stuff and see what they look like and where we're going, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right, so news just in: no national cyclocross championships for the foreseeable future. We've got an email saying they've been postponed. Not quite sure how long for, but that does give me more time to get fit. And gives everyone a bit more time to prepare, relax a bit. In the midst of the season, one loses fitness quite quickly, and this is a great opportunity, a silver lining, to go out there and do a bit more base training, get some miles in, and also focus on our skills and our strength and conditioning and so on. So, with the absence of a special guest other than Van der Poel this week, because I don't know, I'll check my phone. People haven't been ringing. Maybe next week, we'll see. I'll keep you updated. In the absence of that, we're going to do a bit of strength and conditioning and also some skills. Now, the videos that you're about to see are quite disturbing because it's me doing the strength and conditioning. But then I thought that, a lot of people struggle with their body image and so on, so seeing somebody else who's not looking very fit writhing around trying to do strength and conditioning, that's got to be inspiring, hasn't it? We can't all look lovely. So there we go. We'll do, because as you can see, I'm in a workshop, I'm not in a studio, and I've not put any effort into the editing of this whatsoever. So momentarily there'll be some blips and some screen changes and some screeches, and you'll see me in the living room doing some core exercises. Now, why, when we're just pedaling along on our bike, do we need to do core exercises? Well, if you're just totally primed to ride up the final climb of a stage of the Tour de France, maybe your core doesn't come into it that much. But if you're going to be doing cyclocross, you do need to move around a bit. So I've got a couple of images from the good book. For example, there we are, we have Ian Field, he's riding through some mud there, and I think on the next page we've got Amira Mella there. Now she is going to, if I can move that in the right direction, to the European Championships this weekend, I believe. Now when I put that picture in, I didn't really know who she was, and I haven't really followed her career that closely, but I put that in because it really epitomises the kind of position you might get into when you're riding cyclocross. You've not got all the grip there, so you don't just lean into a corner like you're on a motorbike. You're writhing around on the bike, trying to keep it upright, and that needs great suppleness, and also some core strength to be able to do that, to be able to put the power down while you're in those positions. So that's why we're working on our core, and it becomes more and more important as you get older. So, cut to core. You stay there. The first exercise I recommend is this one. They're called bird dogs or flying dogs. And about 30 of these, start with 20 maybe, move up to 30. and do that 3 times per session, or build up to doing that 3 times per session. It's really low stress exercise. It requires a little bit of balance, but most people should be able to pick this up pretty easily. Try and focus on putting your arms straight in front of you, your legs straight behind you, get into the horizontal position. Here I'm maybe doing them a little bit quickly. You should hold for about a second at each point. So it feels as though, can this really be doing you any good, because it seems like such an easy exercise, but it really straightens you out. So a great one to do, and really helps ease back pain. Okay, the next one is called a glute bridge.
20 seconds, starting now.
So keep your shoulders flat on the ground and your feet flat on the ground. Try and make a straight line with your thighs and your core. Now, I'm not necessarily going to be the best example of any of these exercises, so I've put some links on my website and below this video, so that you can to a really nice website, so that you can see how best to do them. Can also recommend a couple of books on this kind of stuff as well. There's a strength and conditioning book for cyclists, and the reasonably famous book, How to Becoming a Supple Leopard, I think it's called. So you can see links to those below the video and on the website as well. Okay, so next one, reverse abs crunch. As the name says, this works your abs, but not in a horrendous way. And so keep 90 degrees at your knees there, and hold that for about 20 seconds and move up to 30 seconds. Final one, side plank. So try and get your legs and your core, legs and your torso all in one line. You don't have to hold your hand above your head like I am, but that can help you keep it straight when you've got no one there spotting for you. This is a harder one here, so you maybe need to build up to 20 seconds.
Alexa, stop.
So
Alexa,
cycle through all of these. Start just doing 2 sets, or start doing 1 set, build up to 3 sets, and just keep doing it. You don't need to think necessarily, oh no, I've got to start adding massive weights or something like that. If you do this kind of routine, 3 times a week or so, you'll keep yourself in pretty good shape. You can add more to it later, and those books I recommended, the Strength and Conditioning book and the Supple Leopard book, are really good places to go to. Okay, right, so we've done the core. What about some skills? So there are a myriad skills that we need to work on. The classic is bunny hopping and getting on and off. So that's what we'll do to begin with. We'll do the getting off your bike at speed, and I think people get a basic. They get the technique basically there, and then they think, right, I'm good to go, and I'll go on to do some more interesting things. But actually, you can always be getting faster and faster at getting on and off your bike. So we'll cut now to a little snippet of me and the family doing some skills and the subtleties of how to get off your bike at speed. Okay, so Douglas is going to show us a dismount here. Right, so just over a small log, nice and smoothly over. There we go. Right, so let's have a look at it in a bit more detail. Right, so plenty of time before the log. He's swung his leg over the bike there. Okay, and if we just step it forward gradually, now he moves his hand down to the top tube. Okay, he's not going to dismount until he's got his hand on the top tube. You can see at this stage here, all his weight is being supported through his hand there, so that when it comes to the point of unclipping, he's not got loads of weight on his foot here. If he'd got his hand on his bars still there, if he'd put his weight on his bars, his weight would be a bit too far forward, and if you've got your weight on your foot while you're unclipping, you kind of fall off the pedal rather than deliberately unclipping. So as he unclips, he's going to almost lift himself off the pedal. And in this, he can do this exactly when he wants to. He's not doing everything at once. Back here, he's totally composed. He's stable in this position. This is the position that you want to practice riding along in, to make sure that you can approach an obstacle at speed over rough ground in that position, and then with precise timing, as you get closer to the obstacle, you can take your feet out, and then he's got 1 foot lands there. That's the foot that was in the pedal, and then the next foot's planted, so he's just got 1 foot, 2 foot, and then he's up and he's over the obstacle. Because he's got his hand here near the saddle, the bike's well balanced between picking it up with his front hand here and his rear hand, and also he could brace the saddle against his arm and lift the bike up sideways a little bit more as well, and make himself a little bit bigger as he goes over the obstacle. And then he's going to place the bike back down. As we play this at full speed, this is the one thing I might pick him up on a little bit here, in that you see he just drops the bike. He lets go and the bike goes down, and then it just bounces up again a little bit, so you can see the chain bouncing there. Really want to just be placing it onto the ground, but I'm sure he'll work on that. Okay, so if we watch it all through at speed again. Okay, the hand comes off, he's braced, and it's a nice controlled dismount and over the barrier. He doesn't get up close to the barrier and think, oh my goodness, I've got to get off my bike. Look, he's just easy does it. And if you're approaching a barrier at speed, that's the way to do it, because you want to maximize the amount of time you're on the bike for, because you're quickest when you're on the bike. So he actually dismounts just before the obstacle there. If he's coming in here at high speed, gets off a long way before the obstacle, he's slowing down as he approaches the obstacle, then he goes over it, then he's got to get back up to speed. He could do this bit faster than he can run if he needs to, really, because he's just got to put a couple of feet on the ground, jump over the obstacle, and then he's back on. So he could do this as fast as he could bunny hop. The only reason that you'd be bunny hopping is to be able to get away a little bit quicker afterwards, which is particularly important if there's a muddy section or a hill or something like that. But as it is, with this kind of technique, you're really not going to lose too much time over the barriers. So everyone get out there and practice that bit, gliding along with your hand on your top tube before you get to the barrier. If you're doing a high-speed barrier, don't want to see anybody approaching it with both hands on the handlebars. It's hand off, support your weight, off and back on. Okay, right. I said we'll keep it short and sweet. I don't want to bore you forever, because some people have noted that these videos might be a little bit boring. I said we'll spice them up. I'll find more people that are falling off their bikes. I'll fall off my bike myself. We'll have special guests. We'll do all sorts of amazing things. So keep watching as we prepare our fitness for the national championships, if they should ever come, or whatever else it is that we're training for. Okay, thank you for watching.